Hey, thank you very much. With today's hydro and air show about to kick off, we don't want people to forget what happened just about 3 months ago to Seafair when there was talk that this whole thing might be canceled.
Exactly. Cairo 7's Michelle Millman is going to be out all day with us today talking about that story and talking with people who are credited with saving Seafair. Michelle joins us now. I guess they should be treated as heroes today, Michelle.
Well, a lot of people are saying that, Angela and Steve. They are heroes. You know, as Steve was saying a few months back, some people were worried this day wouldn't even happen. And they were very upset about it because to many, the races out here on Lake Washington are really what makes Seafair.
The roar of the hydros on Lake Washington, nothing says Seafair in Seattle quite like it. And nothing will strike fear in the hearts of Unlimited fans like talk of canceling the boat races.
Coming out of 2009 was a difficult time for so many businesses, especially nonprofits.
Seattle's popular summer celebration isn't immune to the recession. Beth Knox, Seafair president, tells me last year they had to lay off half the staff and slash the budget. Seafair had to cut prize money paid to H1, the group that runs the hydroplane circuit. Seafair was $40,000 short, and in April, some owners were threatening they wouldn't race for lower earnings. So Seafair was in a bind.
It's good for the city and it's good for us as a sport to race here in Seattle. But we can't come to Seattle and race and lose that much money.
Not only that, but the hydroplane races were without a title sponsor after General Motors went bankrupt and pulled out in June of 2009. That was the end of what was known as the Chevrolet Cup.
We want to, give back to the community.
Enter Albert Lee III, who grew up watching the hydros and racing little wooden boats on the back of his bike as a kid. The local business owner was ready to step up. He just had to tell his dad first.
We had to take 2 steps back and say, do we understand what we're really getting into and what it's going to take for it?
The answer was yes and yes. Albert Lee and his appliance store chain is now the title sponsor of the boat races. They even made T-shirts. But how about that 40 grand Seafair needed to please some of the hydro owners to make sure they stayed in the game?
It took me about 2 seconds to figure out that I was going to put up the $40,000, or at least I was going to guarantee it.
Duke Mosgrip, owner of Duke's Chowder House, put up the $40,000 H1 needed, and their hydro races were back on.
I saw what happened when the Sonics left, a big black eye for Seattle, and I thought, well, somebody's got to do it.
And suddenly, Seafair was no longer relying on national companies, but local ones.
And about that, I will have more on how these local events really are being sponsored again at a grassroots level, and that is really becoming a popular thing. And I'll have that coming up later this afternoon. Steve, Angela?
All right, sounds good, Michelle. Thank you so much. Well, by the way, if you have to leave home today, be sure to tune in to 950 KJR Radio. We're pleased to have them be part of our Seafair coverage. KJR is going to be broadcasting throughout the day, but come race time, you'll hear our Cairo 7 team calling all the action on the radio. You'll even be able to listen to Cairo 7 during the Blue Angels air show. And if you're near your computer, you can also watch live streaming of the Albert Lee Cup all day today at CairoTV.com.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Our good friend Mike Gastineau over at 950 KJR Radio, and we're just getting started this morning. We will be with you until at least 5 o'clock today.
That's right, and standing by at the start-finish tower are the two greatest hydro play-by-play men in hydro racing history. We're going to meet the voice of Unlimited Hydroplane Racing, our own Mike Fitzsimmons.
And we'll hear from the great Pat O'Day as he takes us down memory lane on this 60th anniversary of boat racing in Seattle. We're coming back with the Budweiser Startup Show here on Cairo 7.
It's